Hey y'all, welcome to XOMO, and as you can see by today's title, I'm going to be talking about getting monetized on TikTok. So I've been on TikTok for almost a whole year now, but it was only recently in the past 4 months where I went from zero to hero, from zero to 20,000 followers. And I was able to get a part of the TikTok Creator Fund and also really monetize my business on the side. So yeah, stay tuned to figure out how I did all this in just 4 months' time, and stay to the end because I'm going to show you the rules, and then I'm also going to show you how to break the rules at the end of the video. But in the meantime, if you find value out of this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content relating to how to just grow your channel as a social media influencer. But without further ado, girl, let's get into it. Okay, so first up, I'm gonna go through the rules. These are 6 rules that are tried and true about just how to grow your channel quickly. I'm telling you that it took me 4 months to get monetized and to get a part of the TikTok Creator Fund. And you could probably do it quicker than I did, because to be honest, in the beginning, I did a lot of fooling around that wasn't really useful. You know what I mean? So you could probably achieve these results faster than I did. And these rules are tried and true. I'm not the original maker of all of these rules. These are just kind of rules that I picked up from various people. I've been networking and I stay learning about social media. So yeah. So the first rule is and you'll hear people on TikTok say this all the time, you need to be posting 2 to 3 times a day, consistently. If you can't do 2 to 3 times a day, I would at least try to do during the weekdays, you know what I mean? But just keeping your videos out there, and you don't know which of your videos are gonna blow up, right? You never really know. TikTok's kind of crazy like that. So one, having this consistent flow of content is just gonna continue to push your content in front of more people. That's gonna help draw new followers in. And then also having this consistent flow of content, when people come to your page, they're gonna be like, oh, hey, this person is creating content all the time. Let me follow them so that I'm always in tune with the content they're creating. Yeah. 2 to 3 times a day will probably seem overwhelming at first, but if you stick with it, over a month's time, you'll actually be quicker at the way that you produce videos. You'll get quicker at editing, you'll be faster at just the way that you record, what angles you need to be using, figuring out transitions. Doing this at the beginning will really help you just figure it out and get your page growing. Rule number 2, use stitches and duets. So TikTok is really but TikTok is really famous for this feature of duets and trends where you're able to get somebody else's video. And a duet is when you can either do it side by side, one above the other, or it's kind of like in the video recording where you have the person's icon here and you're in the foreground, right? Or a stitch is when you're actually able to take the first 10 to 15 seconds of somebody else's video and actually respond. Stitches and duets are really great because you get facial recognition off of somebody else's channel. So my very first video that went viral was a stitch with Selena, I'm not sure how to say her name, Brilliere. Selena right now has 1.8 million followers on TikTok. The reason why stitches and duets are so successful is because you get the face recognition off the bat. So she has 1.8 million followers, so that's 1.8 million people that when they tune into that first 10 seconds of the stitch, they're like, oh, hey, I know who that is. And if you're able to follow up their stitch with really entertaining content, that's views, that helps your algorithm, and people are more willing to follow you. It's different if they're just seeing a new face and they're like, what the is this? I don't know who this is. But getting that face recognition and kind of getting to piggyback off of somebody else is really helpful in the beginning. Okay, so the next thing is trends. So you really got to be tied into trends. TikTok is so successful is because there's just hundreds and thousands of trends going on at the same time. And this can be done using the sounds. So you gotta really figure out how to use the sound function. It's really simple. You just hit the little circle thing and it's use this sound. You can favorite and use it later, or you can just record your video right there. Or there's also other types of trends. So being just tied into trends, and trends also move very quickly on TikTok. A trend could be in 1 week or 2 weeks, and then the week after that, it's gone. You know what I mean? So you really gotta hop on those. But again, with all social media platforms, hopping on trends just gets you in front of so many people right off the bat because everybody's looking at this. Everybody's trying to create their own take or spin on the specific trend, and you just gotta get in on the game, right? Up next is hashtags. So yes, so like if you have a niche or audience that you're really trying to get in touch with, I would definitely say use your hashtags. Your hashtags, they're just going to be your way to like dial in on your audience, on your target audience, and just to get them in tune with your videos. If you're tagging all your videos with hashtags that are for your niche, you know what I mean? They'll see your videos all the time, and then they'll eventually will go to your page and it's like, hey, this person is creating good content. They're creating content that I'm actually interested in, and they're following all the trends that I'm a part of. You know what I mean? Again, that's a good way. But two things. So, two things about hashtags on TikTok specifically. So sometimes like TikTok, they'll have like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like marketing campaigns or sponsorships. But sometimes like this happens once a day, at least once a day, when the first thing you do when you log onto TikTok for the day, they'll have a little campaign, and sometimes it's like Pepsi or like Walmart or like the Super Bowl or the Olympics or something. Whatever it is, it's usually like an ad the first thing that you log into, and they say use this hashtag. Use that hashtag and it's just going to get you in front of so many people. So yeah, so and even if it doesn't, even if like the video you're making has nothing to do with the actual hashtag, just the fact that everybody's going to be using that hashtag at that time is going to get your content in front of more people. Moving on to number 5, having a professional looking page. I'll put an example of what my page looks like, but having a professional looking page is literally, I think the easiest thing to do is to use titles. You know what I mean? Something else that people also talk about is having like a staple or a brand or a familiar background. So like I don't really have like a stable background, but some TikTokers do this where they just have one. It's Winter Vanity. Winter Vanity, she has like all of her videos look the same. She records all of them in the mirror, and sometimes her thing is like she comes in with the camera and she's like, oh, look, here's the girl who has 6,000 cups in a room. She takes a picture. That's a part of her brand. So many of her videos on her page look like that. So if it's in your brand or if it's in your realm of possibility to have the same background for all of your videos, definitely do that, because that cohesion, that consistency, it's appealing to the human eye, and people are just gonna like looking at that when they come to your page, and they're gonna be like, oh, this person is serious about the thing that they do. They're consistent. They're stable. I can trust that they're gonna continue to create good content that I can recognize when it comes up. The second part about having a professional page is that like, so there are 3 things you got to do. So you either got to entertain, you got to educate or provide value, or you actually got to offer a service or a product. You know what I mean? These are kind of like the 3 things that your page needs to be able to do consistently. If all of your posts are doing one of these 3 things or all of them, again, that's just incentive for people to follow you. If all of your posts are funny, if they provide a good laugh, if they're entertaining, great. You know what I mean? You have an entire page dedicated to making people laugh. Or if you're educating people about something. I forget this girl. I'll find her name. Let me write it down. But there's this girl, she just goes out into nature and she finds plants. I'm gonna write plant girl. There's a girl who just walks out into nature and she finds edible plants. That's all she does. She's kind of funny, she's kind of quirky, but that's her brand. And her brand is just educating people about the foods that they can eat that's inside of nature. The last one is like providing a service. So if this is kind of more like people who just aren't social media influencers, it's kind of like social media is a business, but it's kind of having like a product that you sell on the side. You know what I mean? So I think with Love by Imani, she sells body lotion. She sells body butters. You know what I mean? Or some people sell like pop sockets. Or some people sell tarot readings. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so if you have a product, consistently showing people how you make your product, reviews on your product, you know what I mean? The process of it, the prices of your product, new release dates. You get what I'm saying? Having one of these like consistent niches or these consistent ways of that your page or your brand is working, again, is just going to prove to people that you're consistent, you're serious about this, and it'll just incentivize them to follow you. So the last tip is to comment. You actually have to be engaged. You know what I mean? Liking and commenting. The posts that you like, they if you like the right post, I don't necessarily do this. I kind of like, I have fun on TikTok. You know what I mean? I like whatever I like to like. But if you like posts that are in your niche, the algorithm will continue to push your content in front of people of the same like algorithm. Am I making sense? I don't think I'm making sense. So you have to engage. So you have to like and comment on people's page, right? Especially comment. So when you make a comment, like your own comment. As soon as you comment, just like your own comment, because the more comments that your post has, the higher it is going to show up in people's like comment section, right? And then this isn't guaranteed, but honestly, my comments are more viral than I am. You know what I mean? So in theory, I'm probably getting like residual views. Sometimes people will see my icon as like, hey, I like their icon. They're really funny. I'm seeing their comments all the time. Let me go to their page. It's just about making sure that your icon and your page is in front of as many people as possible, your business or your product, right? So those are my 6 tips or rules to follow to get your page growing very quickly. Hey y'all, please excuse the get up, but I'm just up late editing right now. But I'm coming to you because I forgot one like paramount rule. And it's to get on live. The last rule is to get on live, girl. And the thing about it is that like you can only get on live after you have 1,000 followers, right? And then I didn't even start getting on live until I was already a part of the TikTok Creator Fund. But I've noticed that every time I've gotten on live, I just attract followers. I'm currently at the point where every time I get on live, I'm getting at least 20, in between 20 and 50 followers. But if I have a piece of viral content going out and I go on live, I'm getting at least 100, between 100 and 200 followers every time I get on live. Get on live as soon as you can and do it on a regular basis because it's really going to help your channel grow. With the TikTok algorithm, if you have content out there floating and stuff, right? What happens is that people see your content, and then if people stay long enough or they like it or comment on it, a couple of posts after that, your live feed or your live session will pop up on their For You page, right? And I don't know what it is about how they set that algorithm up, girl, but that makes people follow you. And especially if you're talking or you're charismatic and people just get the opportunity to get to know you and tap into your energy and your vibe, they follow you. They will follow you. Like, hands down, it happens. Also, it doesn't really have to be anything complicated. You know what I mean? Because there are TikTokers out there who just get on live and have their morning bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just get on and do my makeup. That attracts a pretty decent crowd where people like makeup gurus, or people who are into makeup and beauty, they love watching somebody else beat their face. You know what I mean? I've had people stay online with me for like upwards of 2 hours just watching me paint my face. This is like your second route to monetization. Is getting on TikTok live. So when most people talk about getting monetized on TikTok, they talk about becoming a part of the TikTok Creator Fund. And to be a part of the TikTok Creator Fund, you have to be in good standing with TikTok. You have to be over the age of 18. You need to be in a country where it's eligible, because it's not eligible in all countries. You need to have 100,000 views within the last 30 days and 10,000 followers, right? And then just how that works, I could be wrong. There's a couple of different factors and statistics that go into how you get paid. But what I think it is right now is you get between 3 and 7 cents for every 1,000 views that you get. And like, honestly, it's not that big of a check, girl. It's really like gas money for the majority of us. If you have over 200,000 followers or upwards to even 1 million and you're creating content like consistently, you're actually able to monetize and then leverage more brand deals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Those are the people really making money off of their TikTok presence alone. But kind of the workaround that I found out is like, if you're one of those people who can offer a product or a service, or just can find something that you can like sell to people while you're on live, a lot of people are doing that right now. And I'm making more money on my live sessions than I'm actually doing through my like TikTok Creator Fund. Right now, I'm making in between, it depends on the week, but right now I'm making in between $100 and $300 just on TikTok Lives. And what I do is I get on TikTok Live 3 to 4 nights a week, and I sell tarot readings. You know what I mean? Right now I'm doing it by donation, but I think I'm gonna change that up pretty quickly. But you can set your price, and I have a whiteboard. Where is it? I have a whiteboard. I'm gonna have to flip this. But I have a whiteboard with my like TikTok handles and stuff. I just hang this right here on my desk. I lay out my little Torah reading stuff. And then I let people come through. And again, if I have viral content floating around, I get a lot more people coming through to my live sessions, and that's when I'm really making money. So yeah, get on live as soon as possible. And if you're actually able to sell a product or a service during your live sessions, do that, because that is a fantastic workaround to monetizing your TikTok presence. Now, if you follow all these rules, I'm sure that you can see a lot of the results that I have very quickly. You know what I mean? Because again, like I was saying, when I first started off in February, I was kind of like playing around a little bit. I wasn't following all the rules. I wasn't super consistent. I was just kind of like going with the flow and trying things out, right? And that's what I'm going to get into next. I'm actually going to get into how to break the rules if you decide to do so, and how to do it to your benefit. So I only have 3 rules on how to break the rules. So the first one is to create content when you're inspired to. So in the beginning, you know what I mean? I took like 1 to 2 months where I honestly was posting 2 to 3 times a day, 5 days a week. And that taught me how to edit really quickly. That taught me how to like be in tune with the trends. But when I was doing that, I was kind of like drained. My creativity was drained because I was stressing myself out about making all these videos all the time. You know what I mean? So it got to a point that once I understood the algorithm, I understood how trends worked, I understood how to edit videos quickly, I started just making content that I was inspired to make. Once you make it to that point, it becomes easier for you to get likes. Because when I was doing the 2 to 3 times a day thing, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like all those videos I would make, none of them would hit. There would be 2-3 weeks that would go by and none of my videos would go viral, or I wouldn't even see more than 500 views or likes, right? Relatively speaking, like on Instagram, that's probably good, but on TikTok, that's not the greatest. So, what I do now is I just make content that I'm inspired to make. And what that does for me is that my TikTok goes viral a lot more often like that. You know what I mean? But again, it's because I did all that pre-work. I did all the pre-work of like making 2 to 3 videos a day, getting in touch with as many niches as possible, which leads me to my next rule. Like, don't limit yourself to a niche. You know what I mean? I think that if you have a business, right? If you're selling a product, or there's something that you want to educate people on, by all means, stick to your niche, stick to your brand. You know what I mean? But if you're just somebody who's trying to explore, one, grow your base, or if you're a social media influencer, I think that it is actually better for you to explore all niches in the beginning. Because when I did that in the beginning, I was doing everything. I was singing, I was dancing, doing duets, stitches, I was doing all the trends, using all the hashtags. I was in spirituality, I was in astrology, I was in rappers, I was in beauty. You know what I mean? I was literally doing everything. But what this did was it actually connected me with people from all different niches and markets and target audiences, right? So like, now I kind of have like a solid base of people that are from all different types of backgrounds, which is a really good thing to have when you're starting off, right? You're trying to get as many people just to get your numbers built up. So in the beginning, I would say do not try to stress yourself out about finding your niche. And another thing is like, if you don't know what your niche is, don't stress yourself out about finding a niche. That's also what that exploratory process was about. It was really about me figuring out, okay, what is my niche? Which community do I feel connected with? You know what I mean? Is it easy communication? Am I actually like able to sustain? Because in the beginning, you can see this on some of my YouTube stuff. I was really interested in beauty and makeup, and I still am. It's a fun hobby, and I will create those videos every once in a while, but that's just not something I'm going to do day in, day out, week to week. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when I'm in the mood type of thing. So yeah, so that exploration process is about finding your niche. And I would definitely say explore in the beginning. The last thing I have is don't use hashtags. So again, while you're doing this exploratory process, and again, by all means, if you have a product and there's a specific thing that you want to educate people on, use your hashtags because it's just going to connect you to the right audience quicker. But a lot of my videos that go viral, I don't use hashtags on. And I figured out that you can just cast a wider net. So sometimes when I'm talking about LGBT issues or skincare, I will use those hashtags just because I know the content is going to go to the right people. But when I'm making content, when I'm just making general commentary about pop culture or I'm making a joke, I won't use a hashtag because that's also going to help me cast a really wide net and catch as many people as possible. So use your hashtags with discretion. And with that, those are my 3 rules on how to break the rules. Gotcha. So just another tidbit on how to break the rules. So yeah, circling back to the little live session thing, if you can get people to click on the links in your profile or even go to your business pages, I'm actually booking clientele through doing that. You know what I mean? So the way that you monetize your social media presence doesn't have to be. Can I set this down? Yeah, the way that you socialize your social media presence doesn't have to be on TikTok alone. I don't know if I should be looking at myself or the camera girl. So if you can actually get people to leave TikTok and visit your webpage, that's just you booking clientele, or maybe even having your email in your bio so that people can book you, whether you're a performer, you're a consultant of some kind, you know what I mean? Getting people to leave your TikTok page and go to an outside website or your email address is another way to monetize your TikTok presence. Gotcha. And the other workaround that I forgot to mention is that this one relates to posting 2 to 3 times a day. Do batch recording. So all this is when you take 1 hour to 2 hours in a day to record 15 videos, you know what I mean? You take another hour to 90 minutes to edit those videos if they require editing, you know what I mean? You could do this within 90 minutes total if that's how you work. But just record all your videos when you're inspired to record them, you know what I mean? And then you post them throughout the week. When you don't post them, you just save them. Once you're done recording your videos, you can just click on drafts before you post it. It's right to the left of the post button, right? So if you just click that drafts button, it won't be posted. It'll just be saved. And then what you can do is later on in the week, when you're ready to post some more content, go to your page, go to your drafts, and post 2 or 3 videos from your drafts. You know what I mean? So that way you're not bogged down by trying to come up with ideas every single day of the week, and you can just record all your content at once and post it when you're ready to. Okay, one more thing that I just don't want to forget about, because this is kind of a hiccup I had in the beginning that I don't want y'all to go through. Do not get bogged down with trying to use sounds and trends. You should be using them on a regular basis, definitely, you know what I mean? You also want TikTokers to tune in to your voice, to your charisma, to your personality. You really want to build a community where people are able to get to know you. That's something I wasn't doing in the beginning. You know, in the very beginning, I was just using sound trends. You know what I mean? But I wasn't people were liking my content, but they weren't following me. Once I started speaking up more, sharing my opinions on current events and pop cultures and telling my own jokes, that's when the followers started pouring in. So if you're charismatic and you have the ability to do that, definitely bank on that, girl. Bank on that. But those are my tips. That's all I really have for how to grow quickly on TikTok. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comment section, and I'm more than welcome to elaborate. But other than that, if you like this video and found value out of it, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content like this. My videos about how to grow your YouTube channel, my YouTube channel is pretty small, but how to grow your TikTok have been really popular, and I've had tons of friends asking me more questions. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know down in the comments and I'll continue to make more content like that. But that's all for now. Until next time, this is XO Meaux. Bye.